one thing about me, I'm gonna step. One thing about me, I'm gonna serve. Hey, one thing about me, I'm gonna step. Hey, one thing about me, I'm gonna serve. Hey, because we feeling the hair. We feeling the highlights. Is it giving Beyonce? Is it giving Crazy in Love? Oh, because got me looking so crazy right now. Your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Oh. But, you know, let's get into the video, because welcome to the Barbie Life 2.0 podcast. I'm your host, Shakira, aka Barbie 2.0. And today we are going to be talking about Ekane and the colorist comments that she recently made on TikTok, okay? And for those of you who are unaware, Ekane is a social media influencer who's mainly on TikTok, okay? And she blew up off of just being very transparent about her dysfunctional lifestyle. Let's just be real, okay? She blew up from telling people that she had like 50 plus bodies and she got her baby dad at a very young age and he was way older than her, and she had BV and all this other stuff. But, you know, she just had a dysfunctional lifestyle, okay? But people appreciated Ekane because she was very transparent about her dysfunctional lifestyle. And a lot of us are used to social media influencers getting online and just being very fake and lying to us about the life that they're actually living. So a lot of people really appreciated Ekane's transparency and honesty. And it was also like watching a girl make it out the mud as well, because for a lot of us black women, you know, we get on TikTok and we see women like Charlie who blow up and they totally change their lives from TikTok, and we wanted to see that happen for a black girl. And Ekane was that girl for us because we really seen her make it out the mud of being totally like in a broke situation with a broke man, and now she's, you know, a social media influencer making money. But she recently made some colorist comments on TikTok. Basically, she was on live, and the person who was speaking to her on live, apparently they made fun of the fact that she's getting abused in her relationship, and they also wish that her kids get sexually assaulted. And she just said a bunch of colorist stuff. And honestly, it was super disgusting. And it was very upsetting to see. And I know a lot of her dark-skinned fans were very upset to see this, including myself. Me and her were mutuals, so you can imagine how I felt. I felt like it was a slap in the face because she followed me back. So she saw my content and what I stood for. So for her to make these colorist comments was very hurtful for even me to see. And I know a lot of her dark-skinned fans and supporters were also upset to see this. So we're going to talk about it. Let's play the video, and then we're going to talk about and unpack what she said, okay? Okay.
That's why you won't never make it nowhere, sister. On top of that, I hate to break it to you. Let me not be insecure to you, sister. Let me not try to break it down to you. But have you understand I'm a light-skinned woman? So I benefit from colorism. You're a dark-skinned woman, sister. You can never make it to the heights I make it from. Oh, can we clock that one, or is it gonna hurt y'all feelings because it's me saying it? Can we be real for once and let's clock everything? Because I'm a light-skinned woman and I say the same shit you say. You're not gonna make it to the heights I make it, bitch, because you can't fuck with me. You're a dark-skinned woman. I want you to understand that. Don't come in my comments saying anything to me, ho. Cause I was supporting you because you was a black bum bitch like me. You was a black bum like me, just getting on TikTok just for the love of the game because I wanted to make a way for my kids. But now I see you just a black bum bitch that hate on hoes. See, one thing about me, when I was trying to make a way for my kids and get off the hood, I didn't get in nobody's live trying to down talk them, trying to be funny. See, I was actually making videos trying to get out the hood, and you see what I make? I make over $40,000 a month because I was never in nobody else's comments trying to hate on them like you.
I mean, she said a lot. She just said a lot. And I want to unpack what she said because she said a mouthful. Okay? I think, honestly, with what she said, it's not what she said, it's why she said it. Because when we unpack what she said, she wasn't wrong. She wasn't lying. Let's be fucking for real, okay? she wasn't lying. She acknowledged the privilege that she has as a light-skinned woman, and she's right. You know, she's a light-skinned woman, and she's going to reach certain heights of success that a dark-skinned woman would not reach doing the same things that she does on social media, okay? The way she blew up off of showing her trauma and her dysfunctional lifestyle and kind of having a sort of ghetto ratchet life. You know what I mean? And a dark-skinned woman would simply just not have that same height of success that she has, okay? So she wasn't wrong. She clearly acknowledged the privilege that she has. She clearly is aware of the privilege she has. But where she was wrong, and when I say wrong, I mean morally wrong. She was factually correct, but she was morally wrong in the fact that she decided to use her privilege to talk down on a dark-skinned woman. Because she said it herself, you can't fuck with me because I have a privilege that you don't. And that's where she was morally wrong, and she had me and everybody else all the way fucked up. Because it's like, Miss Girl, we get it. You have a privilege that dark-skinned people don't have. But that is not something that you created on your own, and that's not something that you should take pride in and be proud of and take ownership of. Colorism is a systemic form of oppression, okay? It is not in anybody's control. So for her to use that as a dig, as if, oh, I'm better than you because I have light skin privilege and you don't. Girl, first of all, let me stop you right there. Just because you have a systemic privilege over me, that doesn't make you better than me as a person. Yes, it may open more doors for you, but does it make you better than me though? Because let's look at the light skin people right now versus the dark skin people in the female rap game, for example. Would we say that Ice Spice is better than Doechii? Hell fucking no. But is Ice Spice having more notoriety and more fame and more streams compared to Doechii? Yeah, she does. Does that make Ice Spice better than Doechii? Hell fucking no. But Ice Spice has light skin privilege, and we live in a world that is very colorist. So at the end of the day, just because you benefit from colorism, that doesn't make you better than somebody who doesn't. If anything, that just means that you're getting an unfair head start for being mediocre as fuck. Okay? And Ekane, you clearly acknowledge that. Because, girl, you know damn well, and she know damn well, because she said it herself, if she was a dark-skinned girl putting out the same content that she does, she would not get half the amount of support or attention. So you're not better than us just because you benefit. And using that as a dig is disgusting. And when you cling on to colorism to give yourself a sense of empowerment and to give yourself a sense of high self-esteem, you're living in a fake reality, love. Because you're holding on to that systemic form of oppression that's putting you on a higher pedestal. But in reality, it's literally just a systemic form of oppression. It's not actually putting you on a higher pedestal, because who are you? What's your character like? What do you look like? Okay? And Ekane, I'm sorry, but none of us would ever want to trade places with you, even though you're making $40K a post. I'm sorry. I would never, ever, ever want to have a baby dad that is, treating me horribly, touching on me in inappropriate ways, and like having me in a toxic situation for years. I would never choose that. So you could keep your $40K a post. You could keep the money that you have. You could keep your light skin privilege, okay? Because at least I'm living in a real reality. At least I know that I'm that bitch because I'm that bitch. I'm not that bitch because I have a certain skin tone. And that's what you women who are colorists fail to realize. Y'all cling on to colorism because you have other insecurities in your life that you don't want to face. But colorism makes you feel like you're on a higher pedestal compared to other people. So you use that and you cling on to that. And you'll even say stuff like this where you try to act like other people are beneath you because they don't have that privilege. When in reality, You're just trying to cope with the fact that you have insecurities that you haven't faced, baby girl. And that colorism is helping you feel like you have a higher self-esteem. But at the end of the day, you didn't choose your skin tone, and neither did I. And the crazy thing about all of this is not her first time doing this. She has done this before. She has literally tried to attack dark-skinned women before. Let me play y'all this second clip, because when I saw this, I was like, girl. But let's get into it. Hold on.
You're next, sister. No videos, of course, because you're insecure because you're a dark-skinned black woman. It's okay. I know. See, as a fellow black woman, you should never be insecure to where you don't have no pictures. You definitely don't have a top lip either. You give monkey. Oh, why you don't post?
Not her first time saying it. She's done this before, as we can see. And honestly, after seeing this second video, I was completely disgusted. And after seeing this second video, I concluded that girl genuinely does feel like she's better than dark-skinned women because she has lighter skin and she has a privilege that we don't. Because, first of all, what is that supposed to mean? You're insecure because you're dark-skinned. What is that supposed to mean? Why do you think that somebody would be insecure because they're dark-skinned? Why do you think that? And why do you constantly feel the need to use somebody's skin tone as an insult? Why do you constantly feel the need to use that as a dig? Why would you try to use that as something to attack a dark-skinned person? These are all my questions. Because, girl, why does that feel like something to do when somebody attacks you? I get it. You know, they attacked her because they made fun of the fact that she's getting abused. I get it. You're upset. They wished sexual assault on your kids. I get it. That's a sensitive topic. But at the end of the day, girl, let's be fucking for real. Using skin tone as a dig versus somebody attacking you for the abuse that you face are not equivalent at all. At all. Because there's a difference here. Skin tone cannot be controlled. Period. We were born with it, and that's something we cannot control. However, Miss Ekane, that abuse that you faced in your relationship, I'm not victim blaming, but you have to be fucking for real. There are a lot of choices that you made in your life that have led you to the situation that you're in right now in your relationship. I'm not saying it's her fault that she got abused, but she chose to have kids with a man that was not going to marry her. She chose to have 50 plus bodies before she got with this man. Like, you chose to have a dysfunctional lifestyle. You made horrible choices in your life that led you to this abusive, toxic relationship. And you know it. And she has to take accountability for that. But a skin tone, people can't control that. And honestly, looking at all of this, Ekane needs to fucking heal. She needs to heal. Because the fact that she keeps using the, oh, well, they came at me because I was getting abused. Okay. Why do you have all this anger towards people making fun of you for getting abused instead of your actual abuser? That's my question. You should have this energy for your abuser. And that's where I'm brought to the conclusion that this girl has misplaced anger. A lot of colorist light-skinned women feel as though they're above dark-skinned women. And they think that with that light skin comes better treatment. She said it herself. I'm light-skinned, so I have a privilege that you don't. So a lot of light-skinned women think that with that privilege comes a privilege of having better treatment from men, especially black men. I see this every day. And in her situation, she's still getting abused. She's still a baby mom, not married. And she's still taking care of her baby dad, and she's still the breadwinner. And you made those choices, Ekane. You made that choice to be in this type of relationship. And you can leave, but you're choosing not to. Let's be fucking for real. Ekane is a social media influencer. She's cleaned herself up very well. She has a lot of potential. She could get up and leave, but she chooses to stay in this toxic relationship with Chris. And now you have all this built up anger with Chris. And you thought that light skin was going to get you better treatment with a black man. But you're still getting treated like shit. So now you're taking out that anger on dark-skinned women. Because realistically, I don't care how mad you are, Ekane. I really don't care how mad you are. And I can sympathize with the fact that people were coming for you for the abuse and everything. But at the end of the day, Ekane, you have to be fucking for real. You would not bring up people's skin tone as a dig unless you genuinely felt that way deep down. Because when I get mad at people, I don't think to bring up their skin tone or their race. At all. At all. I will come for anything, but race and skin tone just doesn't even come to mind to me. Because I think it's a stupid dig. I think it's a stupid comeback. How am I going to come at you for something you cannot even control? I'd rather come at you for something you can control. Because that's your fault that you're in that situation. So if I'm going to come for somebody, I'm going to say, bitch, you stink. You're a nasty human with a horrible character. Those are things that people control. But a skin tone, people can't control that. Simple as that.
Clock it.
I saw another video where she went out with the dark-skinned girl one day and she made this dark-skinned girl feel so uncomfortable and she was making weird comments towards her as well. So I want to play the video and we can unpack what she said. But let's talk about it.
No, they went home and started making jokes talking about me, so I'm gonna start talking. So yeah, I met Ekane at my job and she invited me to go out with her sister to celebrate her birthday at the club, and I went to her house and met her. Not gonna lie, they are the shittiest people I've ever met in my life. Their attitude is terrible. They were acting really fake with me. I guess they wanted to be nice because, oh, she's one of my supporters, blah blah blah. You didn't have to do all that. If you didn't want me there, you could have said that. I could tell her sister was very insecure. She was laughing at all the jokes they were making about me on the live. They both were laughing, egging on, doing all this stuff. Her sister asked me some dumbass question like, oh, do y'all have doors in your houses in Africa? Blah, blah, blah. Some dumb stuff like that. Got her people in my comments talking about some Wakanda Forever. Saying dumb ass xenophobic stuff like that I'm not interested in regurgitating. Anyways, yeah, it's like, why would you invite someone out to hang out with you and then you're making fun of them, you're making jokes about them, and you're making them feel very uncomfortable? At first, I didn't want to make it what it wasn't, but now I know what it was. Now I'm for sure, especially after this comment, because I'm typically someone, I'll just brush it off, whatever. I'm not giving my energy to dumbass stuff. That's why in her live, I wasn't even in the camera reading the comments, because it's like, I'm not about to piss myself off when I'm about to go to the club and have a good time, which I didn't. They left me to sit on a couch by myself. All of them was cooped up on a couch. It's 3 to a person on the couch, or 2 to a person, and 4 of them sat on one couch and left me to sit by myself on the couch. And Ekane's sister was getting like real rude to the strippers. Like when we left one of the clubs, she was talking about how all the girls were ugly and busted, and I swear to God, when she said that, I'm like, bro, I bet you she's gonna say something about me when I leave. Like that, it was just weird to me. One of the strippers, she didn't want them in the section anymore. She's like, we're good. Like, just real rude. Like, girl, that's a human being too. Like, I get your man is entertained and you don't like it, but keep yourself together. And like, you know, just like, ew, bro, that shit is just so immature and insecure to me. I could tell she was very insecure. Like, her man offered to pay for my food. He was like, nah, like, because I asked to go to the car and get my wallet to buy some food. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, can someone take me to the car? She said something to her nigga. They started laughing and blah, blah, blah. She completely ignores me, doesn't respond. Eventually, he just tells me, nah, like, I could pay for your food, it's whatever. But it's like, after seeing how she acted with other strippers and getting her vibe that she may be insecure, I'm like, you know what, let me take it upon myself to just pay for my own food, because I'm not here to make her feel some type of way because it's her birthday. Like, they was just both mad weird, and Ekane was acting like, oh, she didn't have a problem with me, oh, I'm so happy you're here, but you're laughing at jokes about me and telling me that it's not about me, you're making fun of me, and y'all are doing this weird stuff. Like, I get you tried on your end to try and make me feel comfortable, but that's because you knew that what y'all were doing. Not to mention, they be kissing on the lips. I don't know what blood sister relation kisses on the lips. They kiss like 2 or 3 times on the lips. That was weird. So I don't follow her anymore.
Let's unpack what this girl said. This is a dark-skinned girl that hung out with Ekane. And already Ekane was making ignorant ass comments about her being African. Do you guys have doors in Africa? Just imagine this. Because I've dealt with people like this. I'm African as well. You know, Senegalese and Guinean all day. And I've dealt with people like that. Where, like, they'll act so ignorant and they'll act like Africa is a place full of poverty and just be so uneducated about it. And you can tell. Because why make those ignorant comments? And it's always used to try to insult somebody. Because realistically, there's so many beautiful things in Africa. There is. But you want to talk about, oh, do you guys have doors? Do you guys even have food? Do you guys have internet? Like, weird comments like that. It's just very ignorant. And it's like you were trying to make that dark-skinned girl feel small. You were trying to make that dark-skinned girl feel very out of place. Why were you doing that? And the fact that she mentioned that her man was there and even her man offered to pay for the girl's food, it was just giving, I don't want my man to look at a dark-skinned girl and have the hots for her. Because then that would totally shatter the colorist reality that I'm living in. Because I thought that my light skin privilege was going to make me better than dark-skinned women. And I thought it was going to get me better treatment. And I thought that it would get me more attention. And I have to make this dark-skinned girl feel small so that that doesn't happen. Honestly, after watching all of this, I'm not going to lie, I was just so hurt. I was so hurt. I followed Ekane and she followed me back, which is why I was more hurt. You guys thought you were hurt because you were her supporters. I was even more hurt because she was technically my supporter as well, following me back. So she saw my content. She saw what I stood for. So when I saw all of this and I was new to all this news, all this stuff that she done did and said, I was so disgusted and so mad. So mad. So much to the point where I messaged her. Honestly. And I know a lot of you were like, oh, fuck her. Da, da, da. But, you know, the thing is, with my platform, I don't just do this shit for show. I genuinely care about fixing the black community. I genuinely care about repairing colorism. And I know colorism comes from a place of being unhealed. Any black person that's colorist, texturist, or racist, or whatever, they're coming from a place of being unhealed. And a lot of the time, they just need somebody to talk to them and be completely honest with them about their ignorance. It's as simple as that. And outside of this social media shit, in real life, when I come across racist people or colorist people, I take the effort to educate them. I mean, that's what I stand for. I want to repair the black community. I want us to get over colorism. I want colorism to end. And with that means also reaching the ignorant people in our community as well. Because, yeah, I could sit up here and make videos and I'll definitely reach the people who relate to me and totally understand what I'm saying. But what about all the other people in the community who are so ignorant? Am I reaching them? And in real life, when I have conversations with ignorant people, they normally, for the most part, understand what I'm saying. I really do have a way with my words. And like when I tell you guys, I really do think that I have a gift. And God put me on this earth to repair the black community in terms of like colorism and stuff. Because when I do talk to people about colorism and when I have these tough conversations with them, even when they're ignorant as hell, normally, for the most part, like 90% of the time, I end up educating them and they end up totally changing their perspective and growing and learning and changing for the most part. So I felt like it was my duty to at least try to educate this girl. Because I see a young black sister who's went through so much trauma and just seriously needs to heal. Because, girl, if you're clinging on to colorism that hard, you have a lot of insecurities that you need to heal from. Because anybody that clings onto colorism that hard has insecurities that they have not faced, and they're using colorism to make themselves feel better about themselves. And they're using colorism to make themselves feel better. Because colorism puts you on a higher pedestal than other people. And when you can convince yourself that you are on a higher pedestal than other people, you feel better about those other insecurities. And looking at the content that Ekane has made in the past, it's clear this girl is very insecure. It's clear this girl needs to heal. And it's clear this girl needs to be educated. So when I saw all these videos, being the person I am and what I stand for and wanting to repair the black community, I said, I got to message this girl. I got to message her and at least educate her. And I did. And I'm not going to lie, I was completely honest with her. I told her everything I said in this video. Everything. Like me being a real bitch, I'm just like, I'm not about to make a video talking at her when I can directly talk to her. Because let's be real, she's definitely not watching all these think pieces that people are making and all these videos where people are talking down on her and negatively talking about her. She's not watching them. Like, when you have a hate train, you don't watch any of that stuff. So is she really learning anything? Is she really getting educated? And I already knew that she wouldn't get canceled. Like, people would come for her for maybe a week, but then people would be over it. And I even knew that dark-skinned women would be weak enough to still support this girl. So, like, I felt compelled to message her and tell her how I felt, because why would I make a video telling you how I feel when I could tell you to your face how I feel and possibly educate you and also get you to change your mindset and grow and learn, you know? So I talked to her and I told her everything I said in this video, straight up. Like, I told her exactly how I felt. I told her I genuinely feel like she feels that she's better than dark-skinned women. I told her that she has misplaced anger, and she has anger with Chris, and she's taking it out on dark-skinned women because she thought that light-skin privilege was going to get her better treatment. I told her that she needs to heal, and she can't use being dark-skinned as a dig. And, you know, when I talked to her, she did say that, you know, she understood where she was wrong, and she apologizes, and she doesn't think that she's better than light-skinned women. Do I believe that? I don't know. I don't know Ekane like that. Me and her are not friends. We were just mutuals. So all I can go off of is what I see. And from what I seen in these videos, this just comes off like a girl who really needs to heal. And a girl who's been through a lot of trauma. And a girl who clings on to colorism. Because that's the only thing that puts her in a place where she could have a higher self-esteem, because she has insecurities in other places. And I see a lot of light-skinned women who are colorists do this.
Clock it.
What can we learn from this, honestly? What we can learn is, first of all, when light-skinned women try to act delusional about colorism, don't believe them. Because from this situation, what I took from this is almost every single light-skinned person out there understands colorism and understand how it works and understand they benefit. Okay? It's just a matter of, do they understand it from a point of view where they are going to use their privilege to help, or they're going to use their privilege to attack others? And unfortunately, Ekane used her privilege to attack others. And that was completely wrong. And like I said, I do understand that she was very upset because somebody made fun of her abuse and wished sexual assault on her kids, and that is horrible. And that was not right at all. And my heart goes out to her in terms of the abuse that she's facing, because I don't wish abuse on my worst enemy. I've been there. I am a survivor. I've been there. I get it. It's bad. Like, I get it. But at the same time, Ekane has went a very long time with her platform where she has not been held accountable, period. And she needs to be held accountable, because I think with her platform, she doesn't think twice anymore when she talks. She just says anything because people let her say anything. And this is the first time that she's actually been held accountable by people who watch her. And I hope that she can really learn something from this. And from what I told her as well, like I said, I told her everything that I said in this video. I'm a very real bitch. So I'm not about to get up on video and tell you some bullshit that I didn't like. I told her what I said here. And I hope that she could take what I said and really resonate with that and learn that at the end of the day, girl, you're not better than any dark-skinned girl just because you have light skin. You're not better than us because you have a privilege. And I hope that she can learn that her insecurities are holding her back because she's staying in this toxic ass relationship with Chris, and she's misplacing her anger in other places when she really just needs to be mad at Chris. He's the one that's abusing you. He's the one that trapped you. He's the one that manipulated you. He's the one that did all of this stuff. But you have an anger towards dark-skinned women because you've been clinging on to colorism because you're insecure about that portion in your life. You're insecure about the fact that your relationship is so toxic. You're insecure about the fact that your man abuses you. You're insecure about all of that. Hopefully she can learn something from this. I did my part. This step, this choice that she made, this mistake that she made, because it was clearly a mistake that she's definitely apologetic about, but, you know, hopefully this mistake that she made, she can learn from it and grow as a person and finally grow as a light-skinned black woman and just understand that colorism doesn't put you above dark-skinned women at all. And I really hope she understands that. And I told her that myself to her face, you know. But yeah, this was, Lord, it was a lot. But that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Shakira, aka Barbie 2.0, and I talk about colorism, texturism, and featureism on my page. So if you like me, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye. Love you guys. Besos.